Now, back to Silver Moments with Dr. Marsha Baltimore.
This is Dr. Baltimore, Marsha Baltimore, and I'm happy to have Cheryl Rich as my guest. We are
Thank you.
on CRN
Digital
Talk Radio. Again,
Right.
CRN Digital Talk Radio
And we can be found at crntalk.com.
on the internet. That's right,
Indeed.
Cheryl.
Indeed. So back to you, Dr. Baltimore. The things that you are doing at the silver moment in your life at 80 years old.
Yeah.
And boy, what an example you are for all of the listeners and for myself. Now, you've got a second book, so you're writing songs, books, swimming, on the computer.
Yeah, that's what we do in this American world. We learn.
We learn. Back to what you're
right.
saying.
I just read it to you.
Indeed.
Well,
So your second book, tell us about
the
it.
second book is called Inner City Angels. Why? Because I was in the inner city working with my angels in wheelchairs at the corner of Washington and Normandy when the riot broke out on April 29th, 1992.
Whoa.
And the fellow who helped us clear it up was Mayor Bradley. Why? Mayor Bradley had a program at that time where if a kid in middle school, it was relegated to middle school
Middle
kids,
school. Okay.
did something
Influence
special for the
wage.
community, he was to be honored and given a check at City Hall and put on a plaque.
Wow.
And the
that
mayor did the
affected
handout
lives.
himself. The mayor did the handout.
Really?
That's right. And so I submitted a boy from the Salvin School, it was called, on the corner of Normandy and Washington, who painted out the graffiti on Normandy Boulevard. He painted it out with his buddies. He called his buddies the platoon.
The platoon.
The platoon. Yeah, he had a platoon. So he painted out the graffiti, and we got wind of it, and we took him to the mayor, and the mayor gave him the award. It was a cash award plus the plaque. The kid changed his life.
Wow.
The mayor changed his life. So I'm recommending, and I'm writing to my friend Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa, who worked with me at the UTLA union service, because he was the professional union guy and I was the elected representative for auxiliary services. That's nurses,
Auxiliary
psychologists, audiologists, medical doctors, all that kind of thing. That's auxiliary. And I was their rep, right? So I went down to Mr. Villaraigosa and I said, we got to do something about this problem. And what's the problem? The women, the young ones, they need flex time. They want to split the kindergarten so they can be home and nurse their babies in the morning or the afternoon, whatever their non-split time is. And he said, write it up, give it to me next week, and I'll go. And he went and he got it for us.
Powerful.
I wrote it, he got it. That's my life story. I write, somebody else gets.
I heard. And so you go back to your book. That riot, that's what made you write Inner City
Yes, it
Angels.
happened. It happened right there in front of our nose.
Wow.
And we didn't
You
get
were in
anybody
the
hurt, nobody
thick-
burned, no nothing.
Really?
Because we treated the gangs, well, come on, guys, you got to eat your lunch. Like Jewish mothers, they all came in. So
the
anyway,
gang members are human.
yeah, so that was what we did. And it worked out.
And you wrote the book about
And I
it.
wrote the book. And the book has a hero that I made up, but he's based on this kid who did the graffiti paint out. Very similar
see.
type kid. He has a big mouth, but he has a good heart.
Oh.
For example, he says, the first sentence in the book, my name is Jose Lopez, but you can call me Joe. That's the first sentence. And so it goes on from there, and Joe does all these different things. He snaps up blinds from the girls down the street. I was going to say the H word, but I don't want to say it on this station. Maybe kids
of
will
course
watch.
not.
So he snaps up blinds, and he does kooky things, but his heart is in the right place. And in the end, well, I don't know if I should tell you, but he
No, no.
No, don't tell you.
Where do we find the book?
At
That's what I wanna know.
Amazon.com, you find the book. The
And-
name of it is Inner City Angels, and it's under my name, Marsha Baltimore, there,
What a
with The Making of a Mistress. So 2 events that happened in my lifetime, not in your lifetime, was the intern who almost toppled a president. That's
Yes.
event one.
Yes.
And the second was the major riot in the city of Los Angeles that never happened prior or since. Thank God it never happened since.
Goodness.
So those two events are important in my life, and I'm sure everybody in America
Important in
knows
your
about
life.
them.
Oh, you better believe it.
And so I will keep doing that till I get it right, and writing about American events through an American point of view in an American style. That's what I'm trying to do. I don't know if I'll ever get there, but I'm working it.
Wow. Well, if you've got books bound and on Amazon.com,
Yeah, the
you're
two are
there.
out. And
You're
I'm
there.
thinking about the third.
And
The third is going to be the
songs?
building of Beverly Hills through Wilshire Boulevard.
Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, I have 22 original photography
Wow.
masterpieces by the late Julius Shulman. And they are of all the 18 high-rises on Wilshire Boulevard that my late husband built with his corporation called Buckeye. Isn't that a cute name, from Ohio? And he was
I'm
the
from
builder from
Ohio.
Buckeye,
I
but
see.
of course they commissioned other architects because he couldn't do that himself. But he was there on the, what do you call it, the high-rise,
For example, give us a building.
how about the motion picture building on Wilshire
Wow,
Boulevard?
that's
Motion
history.
picture.
Historical.
How about the Bank of America on the corner of Beverly and Wilshire? How about the Doheny Towers on Doheny and Wilshire? This company built them all, and my husband was the in-house architect. He didn't always design everything, but he built it. He was there on the
Let's see.
buck hoist. That's what it's called, the buck hoist, which is an outside elevator that you shake up there, and the guy goes to the 10th floor on the outside elevator.
And so you want to do a book of these pictures?
Of the photos and the stories. I know the stories because I went on my honeymoon with the builder, right? And I learned them.
How nice.
Yeah, it was good.
History.
It's history. It's Beverly Hills history, right?
better
And then we have LA history from Inner City Angels. And then we have Washington history from the making of a mistress.
Good for you.
So by the time we finish, we'll find a few more things. I don't know if I could dare do New York history. I don't think I could do that 9/11.
Tell us
myself.
what keeps you going, Dr. Baltimore. What keeps
Well, I like to
you going?
contribute to my country. I just explained that.
What a statement.
And I did that for 30 years with the kids.
Yes, you did.
So I liked that. And then I want to record a little bit of what happened. So I did that. And on this station here, we recorded a lot of statistics, and we have to make them mean something,
I
not just a
see.
bunch of numbers.
Good for you.
But the
for saying
rising
that.
of the married woman at the age of 65 gives us a question. Why? That's because they didn't put enough away when they were younger? Is that the reason? I don't know. We have to think about it. So that's my goal in life. Think
Loving
about
it.
it.
Who is that playing that sax?
That's
Say his name
Mikhail
again.
Rubin. I'm EKILREUBEN Rubin.com.
Real nice. Very smooth.
He played at my wedding.
No.
That's